Damn. Anyway, my camera look a little bit foggy. Does it look foggy, y'all? Oh, shit. It look foggy to me. Anyway, it looks a little better. Anyway, I want to welcome all y'all to Good News and Divine Warning Ministries. I'm your boy Nine Royalty, aka Knowledge of Mind, and I want to put y'all in tune on something. Some deep thinking. Okay, and this is more like for the ones this is a message for the chosen ones, or the ones that's very much advanced in their spiritual path, and they got a spiritual understanding, an advanced and spiritual understanding of things. And for you that's going through the spiritual path, if you can't comprehend this, don't strain your brain right now trying to comprehend it, because you're going to drive yourself crazy, but it'll come to you later. I wanted to touch on World War III. Now, this war is very, very much real. See, you know, we pay attention to a lot of these physical wars and things of that nature. But some of these things are physical and they become spiritual. There is a war going on. There is a war. The third war has been here for a long time. See, we heard about World War I, World War II. We heard about these wars. But there's a third war that's been going on. And this third war is called the silent weapon. It's even in government documentations. And see, Google has blocked me out a couple of my Google accounts because some of the documentations that I have stored in my Google Drive. You know, a lot of important information that I was getting from government files, and how I was getting these, I can't really tell you how, but I had my source and my connections that was giving me these things, and I had actual government seal on these papers, and hopefully I can try to receive them, but I don't think I can, because something happened with my account, and I think the government has did something with my account. They've been going through my account and finding a lot of information that but they don't understand I've been having it up here, and I'm still going to share this information. But what they did, they try to take the information from me so I can't show and prove. See, right now I'm just giving it to you from word of mouth, so a lot of y'all can probably be thinking about, oh, it's just maybe a conspiracy theory and things like that, but I wish I had the actual paperwork and I could actually show you proof of what I'm speaking of. And before I go in to this, I'm going to stop real quick. But this war, this war is called the silent war, and it uses a silent weapon. And this silent weapon is a spiritual battle. But it has to start, as above, so below. A lot of things start in the spiritual, then it manifests in the physical, so it can end again in the spiritual. You get what I'm saying? So the war has been raged in the spiritual, so it has manifested itself on this earth in the physical plane, as we can see today, all the things that's going on. And the things that's destroying us physically is going to eventually destroy us spiritually. So the battle, you know what I'm saying? The battle was coming from the spiritual realm to the physical. So the physical, because you got to think, this world we're living on, the earth, is the battlefield for the soul. The spirit. That's why we're here. It's a fight for the soul between good energy and bad energy. Good versus evil. Satan versus God. And you got to think, in this battle, in this third battle, there's also 3 armies. You get what I'm saying? It's not 2 armies, it's 3 armies. But the middle army, or what we would call the middle party, or whatever, because we're going to use the middle party as the ignorant class of people. And this army is being raged. You got the light, the star seeds, the one that came, because you have the children of light that came on the behalf of the higher powers of the most high divine energy, the universe, or God, or the higher energies and the higher archangels, has been sending light workers here in the flesh to battle off these evil forces that's been sitting here too. Just like how you got chosen ones that's here to do the work of God, or to do the work of light, you have chosen ones that's of darkness here to do the work of darkness. You get what I'm saying? Their mission is to destroy anything of light, anything of good. And our mission is to destroy anything of bad, anything of evil. And that is by, but see, the chosen light workers, our main attack is by fruitful works, good energy, positive works, trying to convert people by positive action, not too much forcing ourselves on people, but just being a light to the world, just being something the world can look at and being an example. And see, when we move these darker forces or these darker energies, they see us. So their mission is to attack me. You know how you be like, damn, why a lot of things going on with me, like people attacking me, people being mean to me or doing whatever injustible things to me, or I don't have the same rights as everybody else and things like that. Because see, the darker forces of the planet, it already knows that the light workers are here. So it's its mission to try to destroy us and destroy anything that we got, destroy our purpose, our mission, our drive to convert people over to the light is by attacking us in any and every way. And see, and like I said, you got three classes. Let me go back to the three classes. You got the darkness, which are the ones that know that they're here for darkness, the ones that's full of evil, people that's what they thrive on is evil. Those are angels of darkness manifested in flesh. Then you got the class of people that just ignorant. They just call earthlings, and they have no idea what's going on. They just the ignorant people. They just believe they're here just to enjoy life, have fun, party, shebang, bang, bang, and just die, and that's it. That's the ignorant class of people. The light workers, see, the darkness knows about the ignorant class of people, and the light knows about the ignorant class of people, because the light was once the ignorant class of people, and the darkness is the ignorant class of people in let's say in a higher graduated class. They have took ignorance to a whole new level, to a point where they use ignorance as a form of evil and control. And then you got the light workers. We understand what's going on. The ones that see the world for what it is. We understand everything. Then you got the ignorant people. They don't even know what's going on. They think the war is just spiritual, so they're not worried about spiritual things because they feel like I'm not spiritual yet. I'm not in the spirit realm yet, so why I have to worry about the spiritual realm? But us in higher understanding, we know the spiritual and the physical coexist together. So we have to, we trying to get that out to get people to understand. You have to live in the spirit to be able to live in the light, to be able to understand what's going on. Because until you live in spirit to see what's going on, you're never going to see these dark forces try to manipulate you or convert you, because you don't even know you in a war. But see, and also, like I said, it's manifesting on the physical as well, because that's what the COVID, because see, a lot of the higher powers or the higher up in governments, the elites and things like that, the people of the dark forces, the Illuminati and things like that, they know that the light is coming to the planet Earth. They know a lot of us is already here, and a lot of us waking up to the truth. So what they did was to try to suppress that, was start sending out because to remember this, there's two energy forces on the earth, love and fear. Now, if fear is overriding, if you realize fear is overriding everything. So they feel like if I can keep everybody in fear, the vibration will be low. That's why they do a lot of things to keep you in fear. That's why they put out a lot of programs, a lot of things to make you think certain things so you'll be in fear. That's why, you know what I'm saying? And that's how the lower vibration or the darker energies can subdue people, is when they're in fear. It can control the earth like that. But it can't control the earth when the earth is full of love energy. It destroys the dark energies. So one thing the manipulative powers do, they put out this disease or rumors of this disease, or they do some things to put out some things, get some people sick, put a name to it, and get people to start going with the strategy on how they want to do things, and start putting needles and stuff in their arm, not knowing or understanding things that you don't have to heal yourself through pharmaceutical drugs that the government make. But if you would understand what herbal medications was, how to heal yourself naturally by fasting, eating the right fruits and vegetables and things like that, when they first speak about this sickness that came on, you'd be like, well, I'm not worried about that. I just got to take the protective measures, wear a mask, wash my hands, keep my distance, and eat healthy and right. I ain't got to take no vaccine. But see, when you took that vaccine, it must have done something to people's spirits. And the reason I say this, because a lot of people don't seem like humans anymore. That's one thing I noticed since the shot been going on. A lot of people don't seem like humans. The reason I started off saying this, because this started off me recognizing this with family members. They didn't act the same after they took the shot. They started acting more dumber, more ignorant, more hateful, more deceitful. And it's almost like you probably been shot up with a vaccination that's been contaminated with demonic spirits. You don't know what these demonic powers that's putting these things in us. Because a lot of people that took these shots, I've been realizing something. These shots can also keep you docile, keep your mind docile from even thinking, experiencing anything that's spiritual. because this shot is polluting your way of even thinking. This vaccine has done something to the human body where it's polluting the mind, for you can't even think on a spiritual level. It's keeping you mundane in a mundane mind frame. It's hard for you to even think of anything spiritual, comprehend it, because these things that they put in the food that we're eating, and these shots and things that we're eating, it's really polluting our mind. That y'all have to understand, that the things that we put in our body that the government allows for us to eat. Remember, wherever the government approves is never really safe for us. The government whole plan is to control the earth. And how you think he does it? He does it by manipulative measures. He don't just tell people do this and do that and it's going to be good for them, hoping they're going to follow it. They know that they have to be manipulative to make people do. They have to be manipulative, put fear in people, tell people what they want to hear to get their point across. It's called reverse psychology. Oh, if I tell people what this needle is really doing, that it's for control, they ain't going to want to take it. So let me do some things to create fear in people, create this fake disease or whatever. And yes, the disease can become real in your mind if you think about it. And like I said, I won't say it's completely fake, but the severity of what they said the disease could do to us was making people even more sicker when they was taking the shots. I realized a lot of people that didn't take the shots, we don't know if we didn't read actual hospital statistical stats or paperwork based on what these people really died from. We just know word from mouth. All people died from COVID, but how you know that's what their report said? They could have died from flu. They could have died from pneumonia. They could have died from cancer, HIV, any other type of sickness, and they was writing it off as COVID. To plant fear in people to think that when they get this disease, you're going to die. So that plants fear in the mind, and the mind is very powerful. But if you knew how powerful the mind was, you'll be careful how you think. And we're all practicing that right now, because they started getting sick. You get what I'm saying? And not understanding that really the people that started getting sick was the ones that took the vaccine. I realized more people that was dying that took the vaccination shots. Some people probably didn't, but more people was dying, from my understanding, who took the vaccinations. People dropping dead and things like that. So that was a part of the war. And then it's starting to kill the spirit. It's starting to do something to the spirit. You get what I'm saying? And you have to remember, we are on the third dimensional plane. So this third dimensional plane, you have these three armies right now. One of the armies is indocile. They don't know what's going on. They don't even know they're in the war. They're a sleeping giant. That's the ignorant class. You got one that didn't know, but they know now in the spirit that they are here to fight. They know it's something deeper about life that they have to do. Those are the light workers. And then the manipulative powers, they know they're here just to destroy and cause hectic and just cause all types of commotion, because they know as long as they can keep chaos going and commotion going, they can keep that fear going, and that fear is going to keep the vibration low, where people's not going to be able to rise to a certain level. And what I mean by that, think about this. When you walk down the street, especially for us young black men, when we walk down the street, how many of us say hey to the other one? The first response you will probably get is a hard look, a stare, and things like that. And you want to ask me why? Is that a tough thing to do? No, that's not tough. That's really based on fear. Your fear from you or me mean mugging you, or you mean mugging me and staring back at each other. We fear to be men and say, hey, how you doing, brother? Because we fear that'll make us look some type of way. Or we don't want to be a punk and say hey to the next person first. Everything is based on fear. Or if you walk into a guy and he flexes out his chest at you, and you like, why you got his chest out? Because really that guy's in fear. He's really intimidated by you, so he feel like he has to be a hard ass to make you intimidated. It's almost like reversing that energy. Like, so say for instance, I know this happened to a lot of us chosen ones a lot. When we walking somewhere, have you ever walked somewhere and people start staring you up, and then the ones that look intimidated start flexing up and things like that? You be like, why are they flexing up? Because really they're intimidated by your spirit, your energy. So your energy is making them do that, because deep down inside they know they're intimidated by you. So that feeling of intimidation, that's a negative energy. And they don't like the feeling of that energy, so their spirit knows deep down inside they have to try to get rid of that energy. And how can they get rid of that energy? Best by giving it back to the person that it came from, which is the spirit that you hold, or your soul. So what they do is, when they're intimidated by your spirit or your soul, they get to try to do physical things to intimidate you, because if they can intimidate you physically, that can lower your energy level, and then it's easy for it to intimidate your spirit in the spiritual realm. It's almost like, you get what I'm saying? It's almost like trying to reverse that energy. And you don't want, like, why is this person trying to intimidate me? Because you intimidate them by just being in their presence because your aura is so big. And they don't know how to just intimidate you spiritually. All they know how to do is do it physically because they're physical people. They're worldly people. They don't understand anything spiritually. So if they can't comprehend anything spiritually and they don't know why they feel intimidated, oh, I don't know why this motherfucker made me feel intimidated. But since he made me feel like that, I don't know what he done. I don't know why I feel like this. So let me brush up against him and do something to get this energy off, man. You like, what the fuck he do that for? Because he don't know how to intimidate you back spiritually. He don't know how to intimidate you back spiritually because you are high up in the spiritual hierarchy. Not even the demonic forces know how to intimidate you spiritually. They don't know how to do it physically. If they can weaken you physically, they can get you to get off course, which can then derail you spiritually. That's what the war is. You gotta understand this is a real war. So they're gonna use physical wars to distract you from the real war. That's why you got so many people going to war in the physical and losing their lives to fight for physical things, but really they need to be focused on the real war that is at hand. Why are we fighting a physical war every day, going across the country fighting a physical war? Well, we got to understand this physical war started because we're not even fighting a spiritual war. We could fight the spiritual war first, there wouldn't be any physical wars. People think, oh, we're successful because we won the war in Iraq or Iran. There's still a war going on. This spiritual, as long as the spiritual realm war is still going on, there's always going to be physical wars. You just got a temporary defeat. There's always going to be another defeat because there's always going to be another class of people with lower energies that's going to have an ego that's going to want to go to war about something worldly. As long as that we can get everybody's spirit right to think spiritually, there won't be no worldly wars. You know why? Because there won't nobody be an ego, and everybody will understand that they own nothing on this planet, that everything belongs to the Most High. When you get to thinking you own some shit, you think that you can fight for it. In reality, all this is to the spirit, to the Most High, the higher realms, the divine. It ain't to nobody on planet Earth. Don't nobody on planet Earth own anything, so why is you fighting over something you don't own? That's the illusion of man. That's the ignorance we living in today. Get what I'm saying? That's why I tell people all the time, I don't have much material things, but I don't never feel down about that because I know the things that most people have, they don't own them really. It's all the Most High's. And I know whenever the Most High feels that these things that I want and I'm ready for him, he's going to give them to me. Because they're all his. He owns everything, not man. Man can't tell me what I can have, what I can't. Only the Most High can. So if somebody tell you, you'll never do this or you'll never own this, you'll never have that. Most High said I can, so I will. You never let nobody tell you that this or that, or you can't do this or can't do that, or what you're saying is not. Whatever the Most High put on your heart to share, or whatever your Most High put on your heart to do, that's what you were sent here and meant to do. Just like this message was meant for me to share this message of the third war that's really going on, called the silent war, because a lot of people don't know about it. Until they can get focused on that war, every other war, every other problem on earth, every other application that you will ever encounter don't matter, because now you know where the real war lies, within the spiritual realm. It's called the silent war, and it's a real war. It's very real. And if I can get the actual documentations, I will show y'all. I'll show and prove what I'm showing and proving. It's your boy Knowledge and Mind. Welcome to motherfucking Good News and Divine Warning Ministries. I got a partner language. I'm feeling hyped today. I hope everybody have a divine and blessed day. And I forgot to say Grand Rising. Y'all gonna be blessed, peace, and you're gonna be the light. This is for all the divine chosen ones and the ones that know they were sitting here to do a purpose for the Most High, and they know the Most High live within where? Self-love.